Hi guys, it's April with Cricut-Crafting and more. Thank you for joining me today. I would like for you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my Facebook group. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Design Space 3 Beta. This is the new Cricut Design Space. Again, it is in beta, so you may have some issues. Some things may be missing, but they are still working on it. They just gave us a good, fast working copy of it to get us away from the Design Space 2 flash issues. As you can see in my systems tray down here, I have two Cricut bridges. One is for Design Space 2. It's the green icon, the white icon with the green Cricut logo. And then I have the beta, which is the green icon with the white Cricut logo. Please close this bridge by right-clicking on it and clicking Exit before you load Design Space 3, just so you don't have any issues. Some people are not having issues and are not closing it, and some are. Better safe than sorry. This is Design Space 2, this link here. This is the beta version. This link I would save to my favorites. I have it here. I named it Beta Switch just by right-clicking on it and renaming it, or edit in Google Chrome. This will give you both links so that you can switch back and forth, because not all of the features in Design Space 2 have been implemented into the beta version yet, such as the canvas for your machines, your t-shirts, things of that nature. And your managed custom materials. Not all of the custom materials are in Design Space 3 yet. So you may want to switch back and forth. What you want to do is close that bridge, then come to designspacecricut.com. This is Beta 3. You'll log in, and I've already done it, so I'm not going to get this, but you'll get a pop-up here asking you to do the plug-in. Go ahead and follow the on-screen prompts and load that plug-in. Once you do, you will get the icon here. My Design Space 2 changed as well. It's saying beta, but I believe that's my Design Space 2. I don't know why both of mine did. Like I said, I'm on Windows 7, so things could be slightly different. But I don't use those anyway because I saved it to my bookmarks bar. Once you've loaded that and you've got that plug-in, reboot your computer so that you have them both. Or if you don't want to reboot and start fresh, you can probably just go ahead and click this link and it should reboot that Cricut bridge for Design Space 2. Some people didn't reboot for it to restart and then they get the flash error. So rebooting's not going to hurt anything. It's probably going to save you a little bit of a headache. Now let's get started. Everything looks a little bit different in Design Space 3, but you're going to love it. Your new project button is here. It opens up with the Make It Now. It gives you your name at the top, and then here is your home and your home menu right here. Your My Projects are listed here. These are going to be your current projects, and it only lists a few. If you want to see all of your projects, you'll need to click on the View All button. They are there. It's just only going to show you a few at that point. Again, to find something, you don't have a search option here. I don't know if they're going to give us that, but Control F works, brings up the find box, and then you can type in whatever it is you're looking for, and it will bring up that project for you. And that can be done on any browser. Control F for find. Now let's go back over to our home menu. Again, home is going to take you to the main screen with your projects and the Make It Nows. All of the Make It Nows are in there. Next on that is our print then cut calibration. You're probably not going to need to do that. The machines come calibrated. If it's cutting way off, then yes, you're probably going to want to calibrate. I did skip over the canvas because we're basically on that page now. This is your canvas, your workspace. This is not a mat. So when you move things on here and then you hit the Make It button and they move, That's because this is just your work area to size everything. This is not a mat. Then you're going to have manage custom materials. I've added a couple because I started doing a video and my dogs barked, something happened, and I had to start over. But you're just going to go in if you need to add a material. I don't suggest changing any of the Cricut materials. That way you always know what the original setting was without having to look it up. But if you want to add something, like I use Aura Mask 813 a lot. So I went ahead and set up a setting for it. So when I dial to my custom materials, it's there. I also did it for Oracle 651. The way that you do that in Design Space 3 is down at the bottom of the list is an add a new material. You'll click on that and it's going to require a name. And I am going to do training and it's going to tell me that I already have one named that. No, well, I put an extra G on there so it didn't. That way I can delete it. But then once you do that, let's see if it tells me now. No, it must not have kept. There it is. Once you do that, it's going to populate this box here for you to do your settings. I suggest only changing your setting a couple of points at a time. If it's cutting through to your mat, you want to lessen the pressure. If it's not cutting through the cardstock, you're going to increase the pressure. One or two at a time and test it so that you're not cutting into that mat and dulling your blade. Next in this button drop down box is the number of cuts, not going all the way up to 9 passes. That I see on chipboard. I don't see that on cardstock. The next box is going to be premium fine point blade or your deep point blade. This is your German carbide regular blade. It was listed as regular in Design Space 2. And just select the blade and then you're going to save it. And then it will be in your custom list. So when you turn that dial to custom, that will appear in your drop down as one of your options of materials. Okay, and then we have your new machine setup. If it's a brand new machine, you're going to plug it in and you're going to click on new machine setup and follow the prompts. Get started, and that's going to allow you to make your first project that's preloaded into your machine. Then you have your firmware. This update firmware is going to look for your Cricut, and my firmware is up to date, so I don't need to do anything. I can click continue or whatever I need to do here. It's just going to go through a process. It needs to tell me that it's checking my machine, that my power button may change color. It didn't do anything because it was up to date. Next in the menu, we have our account details. When you click on account details, it'll open a new tab and take you over to Cricut.com for your everything on your account, everything that you've purchased, all of your account information, everything is there. Next, you have your link cartridges. I don't have a cartridge to link. I have linked all of mine already. First thing it's going to do is look for your machine. Then it's going to ask you to insert the cartridge into the port. Once you do that, then this will populate and turn dark gray as this insert did. And then your button will highlight down here as well. You'll just click on that, and once it's linked, it'll tell you that your cartridge has successfully linked. Then you can pack it away. You won't need it because everything will be in Design Space for you wherever you log in on any device. Next, you have Cricut Access. Highly recommend it. Love my Cricut Access. It gives me the unlimited access to the 30,000 images, the 370 fonts. I get 10% off of all my orders. And $7.99 a month is not bad. If you pay for it yearly, though, you are a premium member, and you will get, in addition to this 10% off of your Cricut.com orders, you'll get 50% off of unlicensed images in Access, and 10% off the licensed images, I believe, is the way that works. I occasionally buy an image. Yesterday I bought one. It was 99 cents. I went in, forgot about my 50%. It automatically took it off. I paid 49 cents for the image. So it's well worth it to me. Like I said, I use my Cricut every day, so it's well worth it. Next, you have settings. This is going to take you to the keyboard shortcuts. You can click the question mark on your keyboard and it will bring them up, or you can click on this link here. And you can see it tells you what each one of the shortcuts do. For save, save as, your Control Z for undo, just various different things. Most of us already know cut, copy, and paste. So that just gives you a little hint on the menu. You can hit the question mark on the keyboard to get rid of it, or just X out of it like I did. Down here you have the full grid, partial grid, or no grid, depending on how you want your canvas to look. And then you have inches and centimeters. If you have a project that you found somewhere or you saw online they were cutting by hand, it was in centimeters, you can switch over, or vice versa, and then bring it back into inches. Next you have the legal. It's going to open a new tab. This is going to be your user license agreements for Design Space, Gypsies, everything else, and also your angel policy. They're at your fingertips now, so if you ever have a question about, can I sell this, can I do this, it is all laid out there for you at the click of a button. Then we have new features. It's going to tell you what the new features in Design Space Beta are. We're going to go over those in some other videos, so I'm just going to kind of breeze through those, but if you want a quick look at those, it tells you where things are at in the new beta version. Next is going to be the country of origin, which I'm in the United States, so mine's going to say that, and then it shows Canada and the UK. Next is the help menu. Very important. Love this feature. If I need help with anything, all I have to do is start typing it. Those of you on Macs who are having an issue with your Mac, if you begin to type developer, you will see that there is an article that populates. You can click on that, and if you're having any trouble loading the new Design Space Beta, it's all laid out here for you. What the error messages are, what you need to do, what settings you need to have in order to install Design Space 3 Beta. Great tool to have if you're on your iPad and you need to know about the Snap Mat feature. Here's your FAQs for Snap Mat. Just about anything and everything. If you begin to type, it will populate the articles on that, and then you can find what you need for the issue that you're having. And I love that that is right there for us. Next, you have your sign out, and then feedback. If you click on feedback, yes, we know the canvas is not, they're calling this the canvas, which is the workspace, but most of you know the canvas as the t-shirts and the cups and the Cricut machines, so that you could lay out and size and get everything correct. You type in your email address, your comment, let them know that you want this feature. They probably are going to put it back in. They just haven't loaded it into beta yet. Like I said, all the features are not here yet. And if you have an issue other than things that you want, you're getting error messages, you can attach screenshots. You will need to put them in a zip file, or I did. It made me zip mine up in order to attach those files. It wouldn't let me just give them a JPEG or whatever on that. And if you don't know how to do a zip file, contact me. I will be happy to walk you through how to zip up a file to send to them. But this is very important. Send them the feedback. They will get back to you if you're reporting something isn't working or that it's gone. If it's there, they will be very kind and tell you exactly how to get to it. And if you don't hear from them, chances are they know that it's an issue and they're working on it. A couple of them I've gotten feedback on are the broken filter button for my purchased cartridges. Yes, the cartridges are there. It shows that I've purchased them, but when I click the purchase filter just to show me those, my cartridges go away. But they are there. I don't have to pay anything. I just can't filter the cartridges and look for them. They sent me a thing letting me, they didn't send anything on that. I turned around and sent them one for the, I forgot what it was. And they told me that it was relocated, directed me straight to where it was at. Not a problem. They're very helpful. So make sure you use your feedback button on anything that you might need. And then we're going to work on like my projects. Let's go in here and select a project, and I'll cover a few minutes of what we have left here on the button. We have about 10 more minutes on this video because I don't want to make them too long. This is my orchid card. I don't share it. It's not public because I have one that's renamed and it's shared. That way I can work in this, change the colors, do whatever I want, and not affect something that somebody may be trying to open up and do themselves. I can delete it from here. I can rename it. I can make it public or unpublicize it, and then I can open it. This is a large file. It may take it a moment to load. As you can see, the green bar moving across the top is telling me that it's working. Sometimes I'll get the big orange box saying this is a large file. It may take a moment to load. If you have a lot of fonts or something in there, you may see that. This is still, in my opinion, I could have picked a smaller file and it would have popped up right away. Still much faster than Design Space 2 ever thought about being for me. But this is my project. I brought it in, and as you can see, here's the name of it. Down the side here, we have New Project. We'll go over these buttons as well. And then my Make It and my Save button, or my Save As. Notice the name at the top. I'm going to move something. Just move it. Now you see an asterisk. This lets me know that I've done a change and I have not saved it. If I click on Save, you see the green bar working. Then you'll get the blue bar. The project was saved. The asterisk is gone. At any time you see that asterisk at the top beside your project name, you have made a change. You have not saved it. So make sure that you do that before you close anything, or it's going to revert back to the way it was from your last save. And then, of course, you have your Make It button now. When you send this to the mat, it is going to load every one of your mats for everything that you have. Print and cut. Then you're just going to hit Continue. And it's going to tell me to print, and it's going to direct you just like the other one did. However, if you need to edit a mat, you can click on Edit Mat, and then you can go back and you can edit it. The new Design Space 3 rotates your images to get everything on the mat for you, where before it did not do that. It just picked another mat. I'm going to cancel that cut and take us back into... It's a little slow. Like I said, this is a large file. I probably should have picked another one. But that is how you send it to the mat, and you can change it. Like I said, if I had 10 of these pink files or panels, it would rotate them to fit them on the mat for me. Whereas before, that didn't happen. You had to do it yourself before you sent it on that Continue. Next, you have over here New Projects. And if you haven't saved it, it's going to prompt you to save or replace. And I'm just going to replace because I don't need to save anything on that. I didn't really do anything. And then we'll click New Project. Gives us a blank canvas. Projects. It's going to take you over to the Make It Nows. And now in this, we have a search. And before, mine never worked in Design Space 2. It does work in Design Space 3 Beta. I searched Boy Scouts and it brought up all the Make It Now projects for Boy Scouts. Going back to that, you can click here on the drop down menu, search your categories just like you did before, featured products, and then my projects, which will bring up just mine. On the next one, we have images. This is where you can import your images. It's going to load 60,000 plus images. And I'll just click on a couple. If you notice, it will put them in down here just like the Design Space 2 did. And then you can insert those images. And I picked some big ones, didn't I? And then again, just deleting some of those out of there just so we can see what we're doing. You have your image where you can size it. Your undo, your deselect, which takes it off, or select all. Your edit button for cut, copy. Your align, your arrange. These will highlight as you can do these things with them. To flip it, sizing, unlocking, to rotate it 90 degrees, and the position on the mat. You'll see that changes when you move it. This is your mat position. Down here is your slice, your weld, attach. All of these things are here. If I wanted to flatten this and change it to a print and cut, there's in my layers panel, patterns. I can pick a pattern, the collections, the filters, they're all here. And you can edit and reset. Everything is still there. It's just a little bit different. Things that were at the bottom are now at the top. I call it topsy-turvy changes that they did on us. Your text. Loving the new text. It does come in awfully large. I don't know why. I don't know if everybody's does that, but mine is extremely large. If you notice when I select the text box, I'm going to get rid of that. Then this populates under our undo and everything for our font, where we can change our font to anything that we want here. And if you'll notice, all of the fonts are there. If I just want system fonts or just Cricut fonts. Very quick to change. I'm not going to click on my system because when I do system, I have so many it loads a little bit slowly. It's quick now. Maybe I was just having lag before, but that's pretty quick to load all of those. Yeah, I kind of bogged it down. It didn't load them all. It's going to take just a second for that to go away. There they go. But if you just want your Cricut fonts, you click on that. If you want it writing, and then you have another filter. Now that I have it writing here, I apologize, I misclicked. We're learning together on this. Click on it. Then you have a filter up here for the writing, single layer, my fonts. We're going to go to writing, and then it wipes out everything in the Cricut font menu except everything that has a writing style. And it may have others, but it is going to let you know that all of these do have a writing style. So loving that feature on the text. Next are our shapes. Same as before, our score lines and our basic shapes. And then upload. Upload is really, really, really quick. Let me just pick one here. I'll do this one. And you can also drag and drop. I love the drag and drop. Let me see if I can pull in an image really quick. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There's one over there. Let's see. I can pull that in. There it is. Already. Ready to go? Name it. Bring it in. And insert it. So I can insert both of my, that one file is pretty large because I cut a lot of circles out of it. It's going to take it a moment. But this is for another project I've been working on. But you can bring in that font. It's all in the circles. I would probably select that and weld it to make it one image so that it loaded faster. And then you can size it to whatever size you need. But they load pretty quick. And that is our basics on Design Space 3 Beta. We'll go into more of the details and the functions on another video. I just wanted to keep this to the basics. I appreciate everybody joining me. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube and join the Facebook group. And if you enjoyed this video, let me know. we're going to get some more going for you and teach you more about the Design Space beta. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for joining me.